was August of 2023. Me and my mom, we were sitting in church at the church we were part of down in South Carolina, and up on the screen it flashed the Bolivia mission trip bulletin.
Okay.
And I looked over at my mom. I said, just out of the blue, I was like, "That'd be really cool if we could do that." At the time, I'd never done a mission trip before. She had, but it'd been since last her mouth. Yeah, I'm losing my voice. Her last mission trip was when she was 15. She was in Haiti.
Okay. Yeah.
So
one of those youth group trips,
yep.
And then it's been a while.
Yep. So we were both like, that's kind of a new experience. We've never really done that. But she looked at me. She said, "I don't know if we can get the funds available because that's August. The first deposit of $1,000 is due in September.
Okay.
Can we get to that? Can we get that much that quickly?" And then the second deposit is due in November, I believe. It's like $2,600 all together.
Yeah.
But we were like, all right, we can start saving. We can start putting money aside. Maybe we can get to that goal. And so we started going to some of the meetings, the group meetings, getting in contact with Kyle, the pastor, just showing our interest. And I think probably maybe a week or two before the first deposit was due, Kyle comes to us and says, "Someone can't go on the trip this year. They've donated their portion.
Yeah.
We're going to use that for someone to go to Bolivia." So we're like, okay, cool. Can we just get $1,000? That's all we need. 2 weeks later, Kyle comes back to us again. Someone else donated them money. You both are going to Bolivia.
Nice.
That started this whole train of just mission trips.
Yeah.
So originally, when I was interested in joining military, I was planning on trying to leave around October. That was what was pushed for. So I'm like, okay, I'll do this. I'll start my career. I'll get settled. Maybe I can go to Bolivia next year. I'll just kind of skip this year. And so I'm like, okay, I was kind of settled with that idea that was going to happen. And I get probably, I forgot when the first setback was, but first setback I had medical reason. They wouldn't take me.
Yeah.
I had a allergy test. Got that done. Ball's rolling again. They come back a few weeks later. My hearing is bad. I need a hearing test. So all of these setbacks put me in a position where I could go to Bolivia for a third time. And recruiter's like, "You're not going to leave till the beginning of next year. You can go on your trip if you want." So I was like, cool. So when I found that out, I'm like, I'm going on this trip again. Every year in Bolivia, it's an annual tradition. It's called the street meal, where we prepare this huge meal, have probably maybe 10-gallon pots of just noodles, rice, corn, chicken, whatever.
All the staples, yeah.
And we give the community members a free hot meal.
Yeah.
They can come get as many as they want. Some people will show up with their kids.
Yeah.
Some people will show up and say, "I need 3 meals because I take them back home to my family who can't walk," or something like that. And it's just incredible to watch. You have maybe a line of 300-something people all come through, get a meal. They all get fed.
Yeah.
Is the thing. And I've seen it happen. The second year, we're doing this meal, and people just keep showing up. And we're running low on equipment. And this elderly man came through. He was probably late 90s, if I had to say.
Wow.
He's got his meal. He's got a thing of noodles. We have almost no chicken left.
Yeah.
And we're scooping the pot. We're trying to find a piece. And we pull out this piece of chicken that no kidding was like that big. And I'm like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Because we were out of chicken. We had
know
no
where
more.
that came from.
Yeah, we do. And that's not the first time that's happened in that event. So to see that and see, well, maybe to do this meal is the reason why I come.
Yeah.
As well as you're there there's an orphanage in Bolivia. It's called Shalom is Mi Casa, which translates to "Peace is my home."
Yes.
There's about 50 or so kids, all from like 4 or 5 to adults to 17, 18, and they all come from different backgrounds. Maybe their parents were killed. They were abandoned. Yes, they have nowhere to go, and you're there to love on the kids.
Yeah.
That's all. That's really the purpose. You're there is to be with the kids, and that's also another reason why I feel like I need to keep going back. All of us need to come going back just to be there for the kids. So.
Yeah, that's what I mean by making the kingdom present. You going there and just not with any special skill, just loving these kids is, well, if they love me and they came all this way, then when I hear about Jesus feeling that way about me, I can probably believe that.
Yep.
Because why would these people do this?
Yep.
Yeah.
You can't imagine the reward that you can get from yourself.
Yeah.
You can't imagine the perspective and the maturity and everything else that comes with something like that. To be able to be a helping hand to somebody in need, it really does good for your soul. It does good for your mental health, your mindset.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.